how to find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial and the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. But before that, I would like to revise the concepts we have discussed so far on our channel. The first concept is we have discussed find the quadratic polynomial, okay, when its zeros alpha and beta were given to us, we formed a quadratic polynomial. Then the next concept was we found out a quadratic polynomial when the sum of zeros, okay, what is the sum of zeros in case of quadratic polynomial? Alpha plus beta was given to us, and also when the product of zeros alpha into beta was given to us, we found a quadratic polynomial from them. Then one more concept was discussed, that is we have to find out the zeros when a quadratic polynomial is given to us. We have to find the zeros when a quadratic polynomial is given to us. So how to find the zeros when a quadratic polynomial is given to us? That is, we have to find out what is the value of alpha and what is the value of beta from the quadratic polynomial given to us. Earlier zeros were given, we found out a quadratic polynomial, or the sum of zeros and product of zeros were given, we found out a quadratic polynomial. Three methods, okay, when a quadratic polynomial is given, how to find the zeros. Always, in order to find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, equate the quadratic polynomial to 0. That is, whatever equation be, we have to equate this to 0. Then only we will get the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. Okay, equate the equation to 0 for getting the zeros alpha and beta. So, some questions will be in the standard form of quadratic polynomial, that is ax squared plus bx plus c. In that case, we have to use the method of splitting, that is splitting the middle term. We will split the middle term from this quadratic polynomial and find out the zeros. Okay, when the given question is of the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c. Which standard form? Standard form of quadratic polynomial. The second type may be when only ax squared term and bx term is given and c term is not given. What to do when ax squared and bx term is given? You take x common from this. If I take x common from x squared and x, what is left here? A is left and one more x will be left. That is x into x is x square only. So I took common between ax square and bx. I took x common. If I take x common from ax square and bx, what is left here? Ax is left. And what is left here if I take x common? Already I took x common. So what is left? Only b is left here. So ax plus b is equal to 0. Okay. So then how to find out? You should equate this x term to 0 and you should equate this ax plus b term to 0, and then you need to solve this equation ax plus b. One already we got. One 0 will be 0 only. Another 0 we will get when we send this b term to that side. That is, it will become minus b. And then, so ax is equals to minus b. Okay. Ax is equal to minus b. Then we will get x value will be equal to minus b by a. This is the second method. Okay. When a quadratic polynomial can be of this form also in the question. The third type may also be when the polynomial is in the form of a square minus b square algebraic identity. Okay, so a polynomial may also be in the form of a square minus b square algebraic identity. Okay, that is this concept. I have already uploaded a video on this concept. That is, the question was find the zeros when the polynomial was x square minus 3. This is the question, you can go and check. So x square minus 3 is of the form a square minus b square. Why? Because x square minus 3 can be written as x square minus root 3 whole square. Okay, go and check the whole procedure. So this form we have done. Okay, now these two concepts we will discuss. If the polynomial is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, or if the polynomial is of the form only ax square plus bx, then how to find out the zeros. Okay, so Find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial and verify the relationship between the zeros and coefficients. The quadratic polynomial given to me is of the form 6x squared minus 3 minus 7x. Now this particular question is present in both NCERT and TS SCERT textbook. That is, it is present in SSC textbook as well as CBSE textbook. The detail, okay. In SSC you have in exercise 3.3 question number first third bit, and also in CBSE you have exercise 2.2 question number first third bit. Okay. So how, if you observe this quadratic polynomial, it is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. But is it arranged properly? No, it is not arranged in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so we will rearrange it in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Rearranging in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. What will it become? First we have to write ax square term. Ax square term is 6 square. Then write the bx term. Bx term given to me in the question is minus 7x. So I will write bx term. Then I have c term. C term given in the question is minus 3. Okay. So minus 3. Now what is this? 6x square minus 7x. Plus into minus is minus. Now this polynomial is in standard form of ax square plus bx plus c. So from this polynomial I will write what is my a term, b term and c term, okay, from the question. So if I compare this ax square with 6x square, a term is 6. So a is equals to 6. What is b term if I compare? bx minus 7x. So bx term is b. Here the coefficient of x is b. Here the coefficient of x is minus 7. So on comparing bx and minus 7, I am getting b is minus 7. Similarly, c is minus 3. Okay. So this particular polynomial can be solved by splitting the middle term in order to find the zeros. I have said you, right, if the polynomial is in standard form of ax square plus bx plus c, then you can solve the polynomial to find zeros by splitting the middle term. So if you don't know how to solve splitting the middle term, don't worry, I'll help you out. So in order to find out splitting the middle term, what to do is, first, compare it with ax square plus bx plus c, write the a term, write the b term, write the c term. That is the first procedure for splitting the middle term. Then, what you have to do is, you have to find out sum and product. How will you find out sum and product? So, sum will always be plus b. Okay, so what is b here? b is minus 7, so sum is minus 7. And product will always be a coefficient into c coefficient. So what is a coefficient given to me? 6. And what is c coefficient given to me? Minus 3. So a coefficient into 6, c coefficient means 6 into minus 3. 6 3s are 18 and minus into plus is minus. So what did I get? I got sum as minus 7 and I got product as minus 18. So always what you have to do in splitting the middle term is choose the factors of the product. So what is the product? Minus 18. So what are the factors of product I have? I can take 18 ones are 18. But if I take 18 ones are 18, I will not get the sum as minus 7. Why? Because 18 minus 1 is 17 and not 7. So I will not choose the factors of 18 and 1. Then what are the remaining factors of 18? 9 2s are 18. So if I take plus minus 9 and plus 2, I will get the sum as minus 7. Why? Because when the signs are opposite, subtract, 9 minus 2 is 7 and bigger number sign is minus, so I wrote minus 7. And also if I do multiplication, minus 9 into plus 2, I will get minus 18. That is why I have chosen the factors as minus 9 and plus 2. So basically, what is the procedure of splitting the middle term? Choose the factors in such a way that the product will also get minus 18 and the sum also we should get as minus 7. So you also have to choose the signs of plus and minus according to the sum and product given to me. So as the product is minus 18, I can write 9 2s are 18 and also minus into plus is minus. So I will take one term as minus, another term I will take as plus. And here I have taken minus 9 and plus 2 because I wanted sum also as minus. If so, suppose if I take plus 9 and minus 2, will I get minus 7? No, I will get plus 7. Why? Because bigger number sign here is plus. That is why I have not chosen the factors as plus 9 and minus 2. I have chosen the factors as minus 9 and plus 2 since the sum is minus. So the bigger number should be minus. So that is why I have taken 9 as minus and 2 as plus. Okay, so I think the concept of splitting the middle term factors is clear to us. Now what to do is, splitting the middle term means instead of this middle term in the equation, that is instead of this equation minus 7x, we should write these factors of minus 9x and plus 2x. So 6x square I will copy as it is, only I am splitting the middle term. So instead of minus 7x, I am writing the factors as minus 9x and plus 2x. Now you may be wondering, why am I writing x and x? Only I said minus 9 and plus 2, right? Because whatever is the variable here in the middle, that I have to choose. So here I have x term. So to 9 also I am attaching x, and to 2 also I am attaching x. That is, instead of minus 7x, I am writing minus 9x and plus 2x. And now c term I will copy as it is, minus 3. Now I will equate this to E0. Because to find out the zeros of polynomial, always equate the polynomial to 0. Okay, now what is the next step is that you have to choose common between these both first. So between 6x square and minus 9x, what is common? I know 3 2s are 6 and also 3 3s are 9. So 3 is common between 6x square, and also x is common. X is present in 6x square as well as x is present in minus 9. So x is common here. Now 3 2s are 6. Okay, and if I take 1x common, here what is left here? 1x term is left, so 2x. So 3 2s are 6 and also x into x is x square. So 6x square I got. Now here in case of minus 9x, if I take 3 common and if I take x common, I have taken x common and I have taken minus 9 also common. So what is left? Only minus 3 will be left. Okay. Now whatever I choose here, 2x minus 3, same thing I will write here in order to avoid mistakes. Okay, equal to 0. Now between 2x and minus 3, what is common? No number is common. We know 1 will go in any table. So what is common between this? Only 1 is common. Because 1 2s are 2x and also 1 into minus 3 is minus 3. Now I have chosen here as plus 1 because here I have plus. So plus 1 into 2x is plus 2x and also plus 1 into minus 3 is minus 3. So I have taken correctly only. Now what to do in the next step is that this 3x and this plus 1 you write in one bracket. So 3x plus 1. And this 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3 will take common and will write one time. So 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Now these both are equal to 0 means 3x plus 1 is also equal to 0 and 2x minus 3 is also equal to 0. So 3x plus 1 equal to 0 and also 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Now by linear equations, that is variables on one side, numbers on other side, we'll solve this equation. So 3x is equals to plus 1. If it goes that side becomes minus 1. So x is equals to minus 1 as it is. This is into 3. Into 3 if it goes that side becomes divided by 3. Okay. So I got 1x value as minus 1 by 3. Similarly this 2x is equals to minus 3 if it goes that side becomes plus 3. So x is equals to plus 3 by 2. So I got 1 0 alpha is minus 1 by 3 and other 0 beta is 3 by 2. I know the zeros are indicated by alpha and beta in quadratic polynomial. That is why I have indicated by alpha and beta. Now it was verification, a relationship between the zeros and coefficients. I need to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients. How to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients? We know there are two formulas. Verification. That is, we have to verify relationship between zeros and coefficients. So for verifying, sum of zeros is minus b by a by the formula and product of zeros is c by a. So what is alpha here? Minus 1 by 3 plus what is beta here? 3 by 2 is equals to what is minus is as it is in the formula. B term I got is minus 7. So minus 7 by a term I got is 6. So here if I do the LCM, what I will get? LCM of 3 and 2 is 6. Denominator divided by denominator. 6 by 3 is 2. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. Plus take out the LCM. 6 divided by 2. Denominator divided by denominator. 6 by 2 is 3. And that multiplied by numerator. So 3 3s are 9. So 9 is 9. And here minus into minus is plus. So plus 7 by 6 here I got. Now what is 9 minus 2? 9 minus 2 is plus 7. So here also I got plus 7. By 6 is equals to plus 7 by 6. So sum of zeros is verified to us. So this is the relationship between zeros and coefficients for sum of zeros. Now let us verify relationship between product of zeros and coefficients. What is alpha I have here? Minus 1 by 3. And what is beta I have here? 3 by 2. What is c term I have? Minus 3. So write minus 3. What is a term I have? 6. So write down 6. Now minus into plus is minus. 3 1s are 3 and denominator into denominator. 3 2s are 6. Here also I have minus 3 by 6. Here also I have minus 3 by 6. So LHS is equals to RHS. Hence the sum is verified. Hope you have understood how to find out the zeros when the standard form of quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c is given to us. Now, let us see another question on when the polynomial is given to me in the form of ax square plus b. So, already I told this concept a square minus b square when the polynomial is in the form of a square minus b square, how to find out the zeros. It is there on the YouTube in my playlist of polynomials. Go and check out. And this concept also just now we discussed. That is when the quadratic polynomial is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, how to find out by splitting the middle term. Now this also I have explained you. If the polynomial is in the form ax square plus bx, what to do? Equate that equation to 0, and between these both as x is common, take out x. Okay, so x into ax plus b is equals to 0. So we'll do this now. Find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials and verify relationship between the zeros and coefficients. This textbook, this question is also there in exercise 2.2 in CBSE and exercise 3.3 in SSC textbook, and it is also 4th bit only. First question 4th bit. So the question is 4u square plus 8u. It is of the form of ax square plus b. What is a if I compare it? A is 4 and B is 8. Okay. So, as I don't have C term here, do I have a constant here? No, I don't have a constant here. So, that is why it is in the form of ax square plus b. Now, what did I say? How to find out zeros when the polynomial is given in the form of ax square plus b? Equate the equation to 0. So, I am equating this 4u square plus 8u to 0. Now, between 4 and 8, 1 4 is common, and between u square and u, 1 u is also common. Right, because u is present here also, u is present here also. So, here if I see between 4 and 8, 1 4 is common. So, what is left? 4 I have taken common, u I have taken common. So, only 1 u is left. Plus, already I took u common from here, and also I have taken 4 common. So, what is left? 4 2s are 8. So, only 2 is left. So, verify 4u into u is 4u square, 4u into 2 is 8u. So, what does it mean? This 4u is also equal to 0 and this u plus 2 is also equal to 0. So 4u is equals to 0 means u is equals to 0 into, if it goes that side, becomes divided by. So 0 by 4, u is equals to minus 2, 0 by anything is 0. So 0 by 4 is 0, 1 0 I got as 0 and other 0 I got as minus 2. So what is the alpha I got here? 0, and what is the beta I got here? Minus 2. Now verify. Same procedure. How to verify? Sum of zeros is equals to minus b by a, and product of zeros is equals to c by a. What is the alpha here? I have 0. What is the beta here? I have minus 2 is equals to minus. What is b term I have here? 8. 8 by, what is the a term here I have? 4. Okay, so 0 plus anything is the number itself, and also plus into minus is minus. So I am getting minus 2 here. Okay, is equals to here 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So I am left with minus 2. So LHS is equals to RHS here. Now see this, alpha into beta is equals to c by. What is alpha? 0. Into is there. What is beta? Minus 2 is equals to c. What is the c term I have? C term here is 0. 0 by 4 is 0. LHS is equals to RHS, hence verified.